Hey friends, I am so excited today. When I woke up this morning, my excitement level on a scale from 1 to 10 was like a solid 12. I was so excited because we are going to arrange flowers together. I have a niece, and when she gets excited, like, she waves both hands and she looks like a little baby bird about to take flight, and she is just the epitome of what it looks like to be excited. Well, that's how excited I am today, and especially because when I went to Trader Joe's, if you've not gone to Trader Joe's, this video is not sponsored by Trader Joe's, but I love Trader Joe's, and they had peonies today. They had peonies, and if you are a woman with a romantic heart, okay, you'll know what peonies are. When I was, for my wedding bouquet, I told the florist, can you please get me peonies? And she's like, no, it was in the winter, and she's like, I can't guarantee the quality. And so we ended up going with roses and hydrangeas, and it was beautiful, beautiful. But today they had peonies, and they actually had 2 varieties. If you go, they have, there are 5 stems. Some of them open up, and then some of them are more diffident and lovely. And peonies are they're almost like their potential is just waiting to come out, and they're bulbous, and the petal count is just glorious. So very, very pretty. So we picked up 2 of these. This one is kind of white with magenta pink edges, and this one is just a really beautiful pastel pink. And this one is hydrangeas, but they're not just any hydrangeas. You usually see them in white, pink, and blue. This one is, I like the energetic green. It's called green shamrock hydrangeas. I like all the varieties. But I grabbed these because I liked the real crisp, almost celery kind of green that just next to the pink, it just brings out the tonality. So grab those, and then of course more is more, right? And so I had these lovely well, I don't know, let me take out one so you can see these pink hydrangeas. I clipped these were actually outside in one of my planters. My sweet mother-in-law Susan gave me this plant, and it's just thrived, and it's creating a lot of blossoms right now. My husband always teases me because he says I always go out and kill my plants because I like to take the blooms for arrangements and put them inside. But I figured that it was just time, so we got those. And then, and then of course, I always like to have a little white in the arrangement, and so I got these white roses. I guess not white, more cream, right? Or ivory. Yes, they are called ivory, dozen white ivory. And I like these because I don't know if you can tell, but they have a little bit of green on the edges, which I feel like echoes the green shamrock. So those are lovely. And then this stalk bunch. Oh my goodness. Does anyone else like this hot pink? Woo, it is just bold and beautiful, and I felt like it kind of ombre. Oh no, we're missing. Don't you hate? Does anyone else cry when some of your little petals come off? Okay, maybe it's just me. So anyway, so these are fun, no big deal. We got a lot left. And then I got 2 types of greenery. So very excited about that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I am just going to cut off the plastic off of each one of these guys. And then I'm gonna put it in, I have room temperature water. I did some research, although the opinions vary. Most people say do room temperature water because it really kind of mirrors the environment that the flowers live in outside. And so you don't want to shock your flowers. You don't want them to be like, oh, different environment, oh no. And so, so I'm just going to take these out of their little confined, restricted plastic, and we are going to free them from their shackles and use the floral food to let them kind of open up as when you put them in the jars before you do the arrangement. Some people even do them overnight. I don't have the patience for that right now because I want to record now. So I'm going to do that, and then I will see you back once I get all the plastic off of them. So now the not so fun part begins. As you can tell, the stems tend to entangle when they are all clustered next to each other. I'm just taking the scissors and taking off the plastic one by one. And I gotta tell you, I am not the most patient person in the world, but this is a necessary part to enjoy the fun part. So look at those gorgeous hydrangeas. Aren't they just boastful little beauties? They are gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the shamrock variety. I also love the blues and the whites, and that they come in so many different shades. They are just instant mood boosters. I tell you what. So did you know that flowers can positively impact your mental health? Yes, that is a reason why some people love them. There's get well flowers, of course, but not only for physical illness, they can also stimulate creativity and really have a stress reducing response as you take in their fragrance and their beauty. Oh my goodness. I love that you can just create this kind of inner sanctuary in your house, and there's something welcoming about fresh flowers. Or if you're just working, put them on your office desk, or I don't know, maybe right next to your computer so you can just have that beautiful outdoors inside. There's something wonderful. There's such a movement about bringing fresh plants inside. Is it not so fun? So yeah, so I'm so excited. Look at those white ivory roses, such an innocent, such a beauty. You know, I researched a little bit about peonies. It's interesting that they have this kind of playful innocence. When you put them in water, I noticed they tend to keep unruffling, and they almost have this paper-like quality to it. Some are more fragrant than others, and to me, they just invoke such a sense of timeless Victorian romance. So I love these flowers that I'm unwrapping right now. They're just called stock flowers. Yep, there's a leaf. I'm trying to take some of the dead leaves off. But to me, oh my goodness, they kind of match my dress, but kind of a hot pink color, and they're just so beautiful. Okay, so we will come back and circle around in just a little bit. I'm almost done. We're gonna let these flowers just take a little bath in the room temperature water and absorb some of those nutrients from the floral food. Hey friends, we're back! Our flowers have been soaking in their little spa bath floral food, and they are looking quite happy. The peonies have actually opened up, which I'm really excited about. You know, I think it's so much fun just to be creative. Of course, I'm not a florist, but I love flowers. I'm just a girl who loves flowers. And so if you are a florist, you may be cringing inside because you're going, oh, that's not the way you do it. but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the biggest flowers first, which are my big bushy shamrock hydrangeas. I have already scored off, I don't know if you can see this, but if you'll get some Scotch tape and just make a grid. If you don't have floral tape, please don't obsess with it. I started to obsess with it. Oh no, I don't have floral tape, and who cares? Get you some Scotch tape and then just make a grid. I have 3 rows, like a tic-tac-toe with 3 instead of 2 going this way, and then the opposite direction. For this container, of course, you want to go for the circumference, would kind of dictate how many flowers. It just gives it a structure so that your flowers aren't going to flop and they have some support. So these are actually, the vase that you choose is entirely up to you. I chose this white opaque. It's actually a utensil jar. I got it at Old Time Pottery, I think. Yes, Old Time Pottery. And it was, let's see, this one was $9.99. I think it was around 40% off, so very reasonable. We have 2 of them here. Ta-da! So that way, if you want to do a long centerpiece and have a dramatic kind of ambiance down the table, you can echo it. So we are going to start, make sure you have scissors or flower, what do you call these things? Flower trimmers. Yes, the little shear, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the word is, but for floral. Just whatever strong enough to cut a stem. Why does this word escape me right now? I'll think of it later. Okay, so we are going to first take off some of these hydrangea leaves. You may want to use them for something else, so don't discard them, but you don't want it to hit the water because the bacteria is really going to affect that. So I am going to, you don't want your flowers to die. So with the hydrangeas, you do want a lot of water to access the stem, and so you want to cut it at an angle. I am just going to, you can always make it a little shorter, but once you've snipped it off, that's it. And so I'm just going to keep eyeballing it, cutting it at an angle. And you know what? We are just organically doing this together. And if I don't like it, no big deal. So I'm just gonna put this guy in here. This is, see, for mere structure, it's kind of falling over, right? So we're gonna have to definitely make this guy shorter. Okay, so I'm taking off another inch. Okay, oh, please be more cooperative. No, okay. We're gonna take off another inch. Okay, it seems happier at this length. Now where am I going to place it? You might ask. This one's a little dramatic. It has a curvature to it. So I'm gonna let it kind of decide where it's happy. Oh no, already epic fail. This is not a fail, but this came off. So we are going to use this for a bud vase. There are no flower casualties. There are only creative opportunities. Just keep telling yourself that as you are decorating. Okay, so I need to snip off another leaf. This one's a go, that's a go. Goodbye. We're tossing leaves all over the place. Okay, so that looks happy and good. You just need to make it a little bit shorter so it's more cooperative. All right. Okay, hydrangea, you have required much of my attention. We are now moving on to another flower. Okay, perfect. We're gonna call it good. Okay, now I am going to, I was gonna do the peonies, but they are sort of, I wanna wait and do some of these lovely ivory flowers. Let's see. Okay. You know, if they have thorns, please don't do this. But if yours don't have thorns, put it between your hands and wake it up a little bit so that the flowers kind of open up. You just kind of, you know, roll it in your hands a little bit. And it kind of, you can even kind of move the petals, of course, to open them up a little bit, which is nice. And then we are just going to snip it again. I don't have an exact rule, but I'm just eyeballing it according to where the vase or vase container is. Okay, that looks good to me. That looks good to me. And then we're just going to use that other one as a reference. See, as a reference to cut the next one. So, ta-da! Remember, just don't want those leaves to hit the water. Okay, so we're gonna cut this one. Clip, snip. Okay, oh, this is looking so lovely. I just love, don't you love the green next to the white? It just feels so fresh and garden-like. Oh, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I cannot wait to do another one. You know, one of these roses in transit already snipped to, part of it came off, but I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, we are just going to use those for bud vases. I love bud vases. If you don't know what bud vases are, they're these little guys. Aren't they so sweet? Aren't they so cute? This one looks like a little bud vase. I actually recycled it from I Like to Bake, and this was glitter sprinkles. And so I just washed the label off, and voila, now you have a bud vase. So, okay, so we're gonna use these as our little benchmark. And they're going to be little friends, so we're going to cut this one off. There we go. So far, we have 3. Okay, one thing I did remember, they said when you're doing a flower arrangement, you want some sort of structure. So eyeball like a triangle. When you're doing 3 of the same flowers, you want to make it sort of like a triangle. You know, we're just going to go ahead and take this other leaf off. I don't want it to fall in the water later and cause bacteria. Okay, so we have 3. I'm going to put this one, there we go. Remember my geometry, more of a triangle. And you know, I will probably, most likely, move more of this around later, but we're going to start with that. If I want to add more flowers, I can always do that. Stock flowers. Are these not the most beautiful things you have ever seen in your entire life? Look at that color right next to that. Ooh, that is like so pretty. I don't know, my entire being, they smell really nice too. I wish you could smell these. Okay, so stock flowers. The whole bunch was like, I think it was $4.99. And man, oh man, did they create a little power punch in your bouquet. So I do like them right next to, and I do want them a little bit higher just because of the nature of the flower. I think it needs to be a little higher. Let's pop off a few more of these leaves so that they don't offend the water. Okay. Oh, how lovely. Yes, this is looking very happy. Okay. So, I think let's take one of these beautiful hydrangeas from the garden. Do y'all have a green thumb? I don't. I really don't. But these hydrangeas just came back. I do need to add some more soil. I think it's in the same soil that it was, and sometimes the soil can kind of erode from different rains. So I do need to add some more soil. But oh, they came back. I don't know the name of all these. I know they all have names. Okay, so let's snip this a little shorter. And we're going to put this over here. Oh, that's just so lovely. That's just so lovely. I feel like it needs, what does it need? It needs 1 more pink hydrangea. I just feel like it looks kind of lonely over there. So we're gonna do one more. Okay, looking good. We're gonna put it on the other side. Looking good. Y'all, okay. So see, it's just kind of on the opposite side. Very, very beautiful on the opposite side. Oh my gosh, my heart is so happy. Okay, so you know we have not done any peonies, so we're gonna add a peony. These, I can't even tell you how happy. Oh, look how glorious. Some of them open up and some of them don't, but they will open up in the water. So these are just the happiest, most glorious, beautiful peonies. I know they are always in high demand. Oh, for weddings, yes. So, but they're also lovely just in your home. So, where to put this? I think it needs to go next to the big green hydrangea. All right, so I'm gonna cut it. Oh, it's gorgeous. I need to make it a little bit shorter. Okay, so y'all, look at that. Just off to the side like that, little showstopper. Okay, then you wanna just look for holes. So we're gonna do greenery. I love that I have two different kinds of greenery. This one reminds me kind of like the herbs that you see. It's just very kind of frondy, and it reminds me of like fresh chives or basil or just something very exciting, and it's very flamboyant. I'm gonna pop off some of these guys that are just kind of dangling, because we really don't want those leaves to come down. I am a little worried about the leaves because of the nature of these. We don't want them falling in the water. So I'm going to try to take off as many as I can. I tell you, that's the only thing about these, is it's kind of like grass blades. They're really all over the place. We don't want them in the water. So I will try to take off just as many as I can. Man, making me work for this one, huh? There we go. Okay. All right, and this is flamboyant, so we're just gonna put it off to the side. Cut it. This one's a long guy. Really long. All right. Take off a few more. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put this kind of just flamboyant off to, oh, gorgeous, off to the side, like that. Oh, the little rose needs to be rearranged now because it kind of got covered up. So no problems, just move something when you need to move it. And let's see, what else do we need? Oh, how about another one of these peonies, the other variety. Yeah. The other variety, which this one's a little shy. It hasn't quite opened up to its potential. So we are going to snip that. Okay, let's pop this in. Just look for the holes wherever it looks like you need to add more to the grid so that it's kind of all in there. Okay, oh, lovely. Okay, that's really fun. Super, super fun. This is looking happy. And just keep turning it around. You know, it would be helpful at this point to have a lazy Susan, you know, that you have like for tacos or whatever, just so you can spin it around to see what's needed. This one is looking a little tall to me. So we're gonna give it a little snip. Put it back in. And voila! Okay, I could keep playing with it, but I'm gonna call it done right now. I'm gonna call it done. Of course, I could add more white flowers, but don't you just love, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's not done. You know why it's not done? Because I did not use my other greenery. You know, it's nice to have the contrasting greenery shape. If you look at this, we have the nice kind of floral shape with this kind of basil-y chive shape. I call it a chive shape, herb shape, whatever. But really the contrasting textures make it kind of exciting. Okay, so get those leaves down. We are not going to have bacteria in our water, or very minimal. All right, and then, oh yeah, okay, so then we have the contrasting greenery, which just makes it all the more flamboyant. I'm going to kind of like put it behind. And you know you have to just keep playing with it, keep playing with it. But oh, is that not fun? It almost looks like a little fan. And then just do your other one and try to, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but you do want to kind of have a similar format. And my goodness, I have a lot left over. And so I will be making lots of other vases today. Like I said, don't forget to use those little bud vases, especially for the little guys that fall off like the hydrangeas earlier. You just pop them in there and then they're a lot happier. So that is it. Thank you so much. My goodness, I had a blast. I hope you will enjoy nature and creativity and colors and just brighten your space, give them for a gift or just maybe for yourself. So hope you have the best day. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so that was so much fun. As you can see, I finished the vases. Yay! Those arrangements, let's see, made 1, 2, 3, 4 with one little bud. Remember, there's no flower casualties. There's only creative opportunities. So we had those. Yay! So let's see, this is the one I made on camera with you, but the one that I could focus a little bit more, I don't know if you can see, this one has a little more shape. It's a little rounder. So yes, so it does help to be able to concentrate. In this one, I just did tall and kind of cascading. As you can see, you want it kind of like a river flow. But yeah, so have fun, still have some greenery left over. May just put those all together in one vase for some greenery, green, vivacious, vivid action going on. But if you feel like flower arranging, I hope this helped you feel empowered, knowing just to play it by ear, believe in the creativity that God placed in you, and have fun, friends. Thanks for joining me.